Luke's today because the second part of Luke is a reintroducing of the Isaiah prophecy, but also we read of it a few moments ago in the prophet Baruch when he was talking about all the hills will be laid low. And one of my favorite is that the woods and every fragrant tree have shaded Israel as God commanded. For God will lead Israel with great joy and glory. We also hear the introduction of where we are in time through who the emperor was, who was the emperor's person in charge of this area, who the ruler of the people was. And it goes all the way down to the people under the ruler's second in command. And then it goes into who the priests were, because they show up very critically later on in the story of this Jesus born in Bethlehem. And then it ends with this notation of John the Baptizer who came to prepare the way of the Lord, crying in the wilderness that every valley will be filled and every mountain and hill made low. Such an amazing and wonderful part of Handel's Messiah that we've all gloried to when we've heard it in the past. But the part I wanted to focus on this Advent too happens in the preceding paragraph, where he talks about this promise to the ancestors that was remembered in the Holy Covenant. I believe that we have been washed over by so much grief and so much horrific hatred and fear as humankind over the years, especially in a year like we've just experienced, and especially with the ongoing war, the longest war in the history of the United States of America, in Afghanistan, the war on the border of the United States and Mexico for the minds of the people and the children of this country and other countries. And on it goes, and on it goes. I think that we forget that we are people of a promise of mercy. It doesn't feel like mercy. Do you feel mercified? I love that concept of being mercified. I heard that from a Southern preacher one time in Galveston, Texas, and I was thrilled to know that I could be mercified. But Lord God, I don't feel mercified on a daily basis sometimes in these days. Very much like in those days and in all days of human history. There are forces at work, whether we want to call them supernatural forces or natural forces or human forces, it doesn't matter. There have been forces at work throughout human history that are trying to take the mercification away from us, and succeeded mightily. So what is to be done about this? This was sworn to our ancestors by the God that we hope upon. So to forget this mercy that was sworn to us, this mercy of salvation, and all the iterations of what salvation can be, this mercy that was promised to us through our ancestors was fulfilled when John the Baptizer was crying in the wilderness. This talks about this person that's called the prophet of the Most High is going to go before the Lord to prepare his ways. Now this is a jump forward in the Jesus story, that before Jesus went to be baptized in the Jordan River by this John that we've been mentioning here. This is before that person's even born. This baby has not yet been born in our story, but it's already talking about the one that's going to announce him. I would like to say that we should put ourselves in this John the Baptizer's place today. I believe that throughout human history, especially the history of Christendom, that claims this unique story